Alright, hello beer tubers. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do-it-yourself stir plate for your yeast cultures. And I'm going to show you several variations, all of which are pretty much optional additions that you can do along the way. Each one you can kind of add it as you feel like you want to do it. But the things that you will need at the very least are going to include an old computer fan, an old phone charger. I just ripped this one from one of my old phone chargers, and you're going to end up cutting off the adapter part, so that's what I got here. I already have the wires stripped. And the last thing is going to be a rare earth magnet. If you're able to scrounge up one of these guys, you're going to be able to do the same thing with this. And all of that's going to go in some sort of container. I have an old cigar box here, which this will be the second or third one I've made by now. If you have a local cigar shop, they ought to just give you one if you ask real nicely, or they'll sell you one for real cheap. As you can see, I already have the holes all made up so that I can do this seamlessly for you. So the first thing you're going to do, like I said, is you're going to end up chopping the end off of your... There. You're just going to chop it off with wire cutters, and then you're just going to strip them either with a fine knife or a wire stripper tool. And then you're going to end up doing the same thing for your fan. Just like so. Now for your fan, you're going to end up having 3 wires. They will probably come in various color combinations, but the middle one is usually going to be your ground. And that's pretty much the only one you need to make sure you know. And so the black one in this case is my ground. And so just keep that in mind. We'll deal with that later. And so the first thing I did was I bored a hole. You probably can't see it too well because of the black color here. And that's where this guy's going to go. You just feed this right through the back so that it goes on the inside of the... right on the inside here. Simple enough. And then this guy, we are going to, first off, get the magnet right on there. Sometimes you'll want it glued in place. This one really just kind of doesn't need it because it sits so finely, or it sits nicely. But you'll want it right on the fan blade so that it spins. And then that's going to go on the upper side, like so. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and get that screwed into place. I'll be with you in just a moment. Stop recording.
Just keep going, we'll cut it.
Okay.
Just keep going. People don't care. I mean, I can if you want. And go.
Alright, so now I got the fan mounted up underneath the hood here, so that won't move anywhere. And now for the simplest version of a stir plate, all you're going to end up doing is just wiring these together. And I said the black is the ground. The black you're going to just end up wrapping around one of the bolts that you use to screw in the fan and hold that into place. The other two are going to end up getting wired directly to the cord. You're going to have to find out, or you're going to have to plug it in and then match them up which one goes to which. Otherwise it doesn't work, so you got to figure that one out. And that'll be the simplest one. You can do it with 4 parts: box, fan, charger, magnet, stir plate. So beyond that, I'm going to show you how to add variable control with a rheostat and the installation of an on and off switch, which is very nice, very helpful. Otherwise, with the simple version or without the on-off switch, you're going to be turning it on and off by plugging and unplugging it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the on and off switch in there, and I already have a hole placed for it. And that's just going to fit right up.
How long did it take you to make the hole?
Oh, I just used a knife and bored it out. If you end up using a cigar box, 5 minutes with a pocket knife.
Hmm.
So I mean, this is all cedar, so it's relatively simple and soft wood.
Just curious for our viewers.
Yeah.
By the way, Janice said we're a big bunch of dorks.
Oh, that's okay. The on-off switch is just going to be the simplest version you can find at your local hardware store. It should cost you about $5. It'll be the single pole, single diode kind of thing. So literally just go in there and ask for the simplest switch you can get, and that's what you're going to want. What it's going to have is obviously the switch, and then underneath it's going to have 2 little screw areas. As you can see right there. And all you're going to do is you're just going to cut one of the wires in half, not to the ground, the other 2, and then put it on those 2. Put it on those 2 screws instead of it just being one wire. You cut it in half and attach it to the 2 screws. And I will show you what that looks like in just a second here. Yeah. Alright, so this is the rheostat, or the potentiometer. What it looks like is this little tower-looking thing with 3 little prongs poking out. Now what you're going to end up doing is you're going to choose the first 2, and you're going to wire through that. The third one isn't going to make a difference. All it does is combining which 2 are going to change which direction means faster and slower. Just as long as you're not using the 2 outside ones. If you use the middle one with one of the other 2, that's all you're going to need. Then this little knob on the end, this spins. That's going to control the current flow, which is in turn going to change the speed. And then you can get a knob like this, same place you get this guy, and this will cost you probably about $2. You'll get 2 of them, and that's really about it. So I'll be back in just a moment.
What was that from the hardware store? All that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll find all of these items at Radio Shack. So between the 2 of these, you're talking about $7 or $8. Mostly this. So. All right. So this is what we have right now. This is the rheostat. So I have it set up so that when we look at the top, we have the on and off switch here, and then the dial is going to go right up on top here. And this is what it looks like. So you're going to wire it up the same way you did the on-off switch over here. You're just going to cut one cord in half and attach it to the 2 parts. So as you can see, I used the red one again. Got it going from here, and then cut in half and jumps right over here, so that these are my 3 cords at the end now. And this is what's going to be attached directly to the phone charger. The black one, in this case for me, is the ground, and I'm just going to end up screwing that to this guy right there. And that's going to be, you know, the fail-safe so that it doesn't actually burn out. Fortunately, they use so little energy that it's not even really a concern, but you might as well. It's there. So.
And then.
Alright, so this is what we end up having. As you can see, I got these 2 wires down here, wired up to the charger that comes out the back, and the black wire I have hooked right up to that screw, and that's the ground. And when we plug it in, there it goes. Probably a little difficult to see. This is about as close as I can get to it. But I assure you, it most definitely is spinning.
On off.
And then the on and off. There it goes. And again, on. A little hard to see for you, but I do assure you it is doing exactly what it's supposed to. And honestly, that's really all you need. And so when you close it...
Did you ever explain where the magnet was?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. So, then you have your surface. This is going to be like so. Then this guy just goes right on the top there.
Really, boy? Demonstrate it in its full form, man.
I will just a second.
Actually, we should really have a yeast starter on there, but
screw the knob on, and there you go. That's what you have. You have the pill magnet?
I don't. I'm unprepared, folks.
Alright, we'll take 5. We'll be